Inter head coach Simone Inzaghi feels that tomorrow's Champions League clash with Barcelona will be a chance for the Nerazzurri to put themselves back on the right path following their poor start to the season. Speaking to Italian broadcaster Sky Sport Italia, the coach gave his thoughts ahead of tomorrow's match. Inter have now lost 2 matches in a row following their Serie A defeat at the hands of Roma over the weekend. Moreover, 4 wins from 8 in the league and 1 from 2 in the Champions League are some distance away from what the team will have been expecting before the campaign began. However, tomorrow's match could be massive if the team can get the right result from it to answer some of the doubts that have emerged. We know that tomorrow is a challenging match against a team that plays well, which has quality and is among the best in the world. Inzaghi stressed of tomorrow's match that we're aware of what we're up against, but it can be a great opportunity in front of our fans. Inter wingback Matteo Darmian feels no doubt that the team remain united and that any rumors of rifts in the locker room are nothing more than tabloid rumors. Speaking to Italian broadcaster Sport Mediaset, the 32-year-old emphasized that in spite of some suggestions of discord within the squad, from what he sees inside the team, they are all still pushing in the same direction. Inter have certainly not gotten off to the start that they'll have wanted this season, and this has led not just to criticisms from outside, but also to suggestions that the situation may be beginning to take its toll on the players. However, according to Darmian, everyone continues to be on the same page, and they are all pushing together to get the right result from a difficult match against Barcelona tomorrow. Certainly more than words, we need facts, the 32-year-old stressed. We have to show on the pitch who we are and what we've always shown we're capable of. Tomorrow will be a very difficult match, he admitted. But for us it can be a great opportunity. Of the team's issues, particularly in defense, Darmian reflected that no doubt everything starts from the mental side of things, but when you concede a goal, it's never just the fault of an individual but rather of the whole team. Barcelona are set to miss out on the quintet of Jules Kounde, Ronald Araujo, Frenkie de Jong, Memphis Depay, and Hector Bellerin for their Champions League group stage clash with Inter tomorrow evening. This according to Italian news outlet FC Internews, who report that those 5 players will be the main absentees for an injury-hit Blaugrana's team going into tomorrow's match. The international break was not kind to Barcelona, with defenders Kounde and Araujo picking up injuries whilst on duty with France and Uruguay respectively. Forward Depay and midfielder De Jong both picked up knocks whilst playing for the Netherlands, and then Bellerin was added to the list of absentees after a calf problem appeared in training last week. Inter want coach Simone Inzaghi to make a final decision between Samir Handanovic and Onana in goal for the rest of the season. This according to today's print edition of Milan-based newspaper Gazzetta dello Sport, who report that the club expect the coach to stop alternating between the two and pick one or the other to be the regular starter. Onana looks to be set to start in goal for the Nerazzurri in tomorrow evening's Champions League clash with Barcelona, which will continue the trend of the Cameroonian starting every European match whilst Handanovic starts every match in the league. So far both keepers appear to have the trust of Inzaghi, but the club want the certainty that would come from one or the other holding down the starting spot. Accordingly, the coach is now expected not just to make his decision between the pair on a match-by-match basis, but to make a decision and stick with it. Inter defender Stefan Vrij is searching for a new agent, although in any event his contract extension talks with the Nerazzurri will not likely start until the spring. This according to Italian news outlet FC Internews, who report that Federico Pastorello is the favorite to become the 30-year-old's agent as he considers his future. Vrij's future is very much in the balance, as his current contract with the Nerazzurri runs out at the end of June 2023, and not new deal has yet been agreed. Who the Dutchman decides on for representation could certainly play a role in the outcome of contract talks, as his former agent Mino Raiola passed away earlier this year. The former Lazio and Feyenoord defender could very well leave Inter on a free transfer at the end of his current contract, although this is far from certain. In any event, Vrij's future is not likely to be settled immediately, as the contract talks with Inter are not likely to begin until the spring. Legendary former Inter president Massimo Moratti feels that at the moment it is necessary to wait and see what current Nerazzurri president Zhang wants to do with the club. Speaking to Italian broadcaster Rai Radio, Moratti weighed in on the current ownership at the club, and also argued that if Suning are forced to sell, the problems could get even worse. Over the past 2 years or so Suning have persistently been linked with a sale of Inter, though through all the rumors they have held on to control of the club, whilst Zhang has continued on in his role as president. Moratti feels that at the moment it is important to wait and see what the current president will decide and what his plans are, rather than jumping to any hasty conclusions about the future. The players and the coach will never say that they're affected by the situation at the club, he said, or maybe they'll just say it to each other. But it always affects them. We're still talking about normal people after all. Inter are still in a position to move forward. Moratti said, we need to see what Steven Zhang's intentions are. We have to understand whether he intends to keep the club or if he will be forced to sell, he noted. In that case the situation will get even worse.